to the last meeting of July. Let me just get this up for you. So she says, oh, no. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for staying safe. We've got our masks. Some of us are wearing our masks. You're not going to have to wear it for very long, but if you want to take a screenshot from where you are, we can have a variety of who's in the picture. And Barbara, your mask is in the mail. So, oh, good. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're going to start with introductions. And let's see. No. Oh, please. What's that about? Now my screen is listening to me. I'm not sure we want it to do that, but can you guys see all that? The screen talking to me now? Yay. All right, we're going to stop that and see what happens. Oh, lordy. That is too funny. God knows what picture I don't know how to fix that, but I'm going to turn this meeting over to Howard right now so that he can help introduce our guests. Howard?
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm an assistant governor the next 2 years, and responsible for the Arcata clubs, including Mad River, and then the North Bay Rotary Club as well. And it's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished guest and speaker today, our district governor, Doug Johnson. Back around 2014, Dustin Littlefield and I went to a district leadership workshop, a weekend down in Santa Rosa. And there was one person attending who particularly stood out as a potential leader, a Rotarian leader, and that was Doug Johnson. And so that was our first introduction to Doug. He's already been very active just preparing for this year, meeting with the president-elects on a weekly basis for months, and also doing a lot of other preparation work for this year, a very challenging situation, of course, with COVID-19 challenging us all. So let me tell you more about Doug. He grew up back east in Benham, Massachusetts, which is a middle class, a working class neighborhood of Boston. And he ended up going to American University for college. And then at the age of 21, he moved out to California, and he settled in Santa Rosa, where he's lived ever since. It was around 2011 when he was invited on a business appointment to join the Rotary Club of Santa Rosa, which he did, and he quickly became involved in various leadership capacities. He was chair of the World Community Service Committee, and then he became club president, and he became a pet sergeant at arms. He was a guest at one of the zone institutes. Know that the zone is a subdivision of Rotary International that consists of a whole collection of districts. And now he was an assistant governor, and now finally he's our district governor for this year. Doug has 3 adult children who live locally. He's got 4 grandchildren. with his club in Santa Rosa. He served as president same year I did, 2015, 2016. That was the year I was president here. You're Burning Man president for our Rotary Club. He works for Kyocera Document Solutions. I was challenged with that Japanese word Kyocera, which Doug told me how to pronounce. And it turns out, Doug, I looked it up, that company was founded in Kyoto, Japan, you know, which is where all the great monasteries, amazing monasteries and all sorts of religious sites are in Japan. So that's an amazing beginning for your company. It's an IT services company with copying service equipment and all sorts of other kinds of IT services. He's an active church member. He's currently treasurer, and his activities are for recreation, are sports and travel. So we really want to welcome you, Doug, as our district governor this year, and we look forward to hearing you speak later on. So thank you for being here. I've been told by El Presidente that I should also introduce some of our officials who are here. They happen to be club members, is what I see. And I see two of you. We have Dustin Littlefield here, which you probably all know is our district governor-elect for next year. So we really look forward to Dustin's year. And he's already been very active for last year and this year, of course, too. And also, of course, Terry, who's our resident past district governor, among many other roles that she plays at the district level and in our club. So welcome to both of our distinguished visiting officials. And I turn the meeting back to El Presidente. Maggie?
Thank you, Howard. Thank you for introducing our district governor, and he will be talking with you more in just a few minutes. So I don't know why it wants to do what it wants to. We're going to see if I'm still giving you all the words or not. So it looks good so far. Let's see. All right. Come on. So I like to put up our vision for Rotary. So that's up there. I'm not going to make you say the pledge, but I think it's important for us to see one of the reasons we're here, or maybe the reason we're here, and how important this is right now for all of us. And then I also wanted to share this today and take a moment to just think about the passing of a really amazing person. And I thought his words were really important. So maybe we'll take a moment of silence and read and reflect on this. And thank you. So we have a sneak peek, I think, Stephanie, of some of the items that are going to be up for sale starting tomorrow. And I think I need to probably stop sharing my screen so you could share yours. So let's do that.
All right. Is that showing up for everybody? We wanted the sale starts tomorrow, and we wanted to be able to show you what the sale looks like, because it's on a new virtual garage website called OfferUp. We've talked about it a bit over the last month. I just put the link to our exact page in the chat, and we plan to do some Facebook posts and an email out to the club with that direct link. And this sale is only going to be successful with us sharing that link with everybody that we know, doing some social media posts, all of us. It's not very easy to find a person's page in OfferUp because it's built for you to find items. So if you use the search bar on the website, you're not going to be able to really find RCAS. But if you use the direct link that again is in the chat, or in an email that'll come out to you, or in any of the Facebook posts, that'll be the best thing to share. But there are all sorts of items in here, from travel and luggage and household items, a brand new duvet cover here. There's a kayak, there's a canoe. For all of you vintage folks, we have some vintage Fisher-Price toys, VHS tapes, a handful of furniture, all kinds of something for everybody inside this sale. Some beautiful jewelry from Baroni. So hop on the site through that link and check out the different items. If there's something you want to purchase, you just start a message, and someone from the committee will be monitoring the messages in the app and talk with you and connect on having you purchase an item if there's something you want. So let me know if there's any questions, but I'll stop sharing my screen so you can get back to your show, Maggie, but we at least wanted you to be able to see what the site looks like so you know where you're at if you want to come buy something. So there's about 73 items or something up right now. We have another 25 to get up today, and then it'll be good to go.
Nice. Thank you all for putting that together and working this out. It's going to be fun, and it looks great. And just once you get the, yes, bravo. Once you get the link, everybody share it with, if you want to share it with your friends, because like she said, it'll be hard for people to go. But let's get the word out. They're working on some other PR efforts on that. And yeah, we also, Stephanie didn't mention, is we've done, she's done a lot of pre-sale with Fire and Light. We had the Newmans and some other folks, I think Brandy also, some other people donated some Fire and Light. And we've been selling that and making really an amazing amount of money on those things. There's people who collect them and really like that and value that. So that's been a huge effort and success for us already at the kickoff of this. So and we may have a short special auction for you next week if we have any items that we cannot or don't want to put online to sell. We might have a member special reserve auction. So look forward to that next week. I want to go back. I see someone here who it looks like he might be a guest Rotarian that I don't want to be. So Scott, I'm seeing you there. Do you want to just introduce yourself, Scott Thompson? Yeah.
Hey, good morning.
I love it. We have two other Scotts in the club. They both wave. No. Scott Thompson. Hi, Scott Thompson.
Hi, I'm not a current member. I've applied to the Eureka
where
Club.
Are you?
I'm out in McKinleyville, but my office is in Eureka. But just interested in what all the clubs are up to and trying to get my arms around all the clubs up here. So.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
And Nick wants everyone, he put out a reminder that the pot is at $210. So now is a good time to buy a raffle ticket if you haven't already. And then that would be great. So let's go back to, oops. We have one more sneak peek. And Rachel, I'm going to ask you to kind of cue this up. But I guess I should share my screen. Are you there, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
So do you want to say anything before I run this?
That's okay. Go ahead and run it.
All right.
This is my
Well,
dad. This will get you ready for the golf tournament coming up. So there's a future
Okay.
Rotarian. And it's a boy.
So what was, woo,
Yep. So
Yeah.
I'm having a little boy in December.
all right. So he's already got his clothes. He's got the best uniform. He probably needs a lot of those so that you can wash them in between.
True.
Yeah. So very awesome, very wonderful. We're very excited for you, and look forward to it. We need another little baby at the meeting, so it'll be fun. Great,
Yes.
Congratulations.
Maverick needs a friend.
That's right.
I was literally just going to say that.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. They can run around, chase each other when we're back meeting. So our next opportunity is to learn more about one of our newest members, Scott Hunt, and he is going to do his craft talk now. And so it's an opportunity for us to learn a little bit more about him. And I'm going to turn over the screen to you, Scott.
All right. Thank you very much. Morning, everybody. All right. So, I don't know if you guys can see that with Scott, the other one. I do very much like Scott Hunt, by the way. It's very nice to have somebody with the same name in the same town. It always kind of adds a little flavor to everything because, you know, get a little bit of, hey, are you Scott Hunt? No, I'm Scott Hunt. No, it's back and forth. It's pretty fun. But I'm going to start off. I want to say thank you all for letting me do my craft talk this morning. I kind of go through some of my life events and things that I have done throughout my short career within banking. Oh. There we go. So I was born and raised in Redding, California. The right photo is my wife's favorite photo of me as a child on a tricycle. I was all about that. Back then, my brothers and I, we love hockey. We used to play hockey a lot. And I was born and raised in Redding. I went to U Prep High School, played for the Panthers there. It was a very fun career in football. And I wish I could have taken it farther, but I didn't have all the skills, but I did have a lot of enthusiasm. So that was a lot of my background was I was a very enthusiastic and positive person and had a great time. I went to Chico State after I graduated from high school, took a year off, and then went over to Chico State to get my degree in economics and entrepreneurship, which was a factor that I really enjoyed. I like the business law aspects, the intricacies of business, and I was very much into that. So I took my whole time trying to get as much information as possible out of my college career. So I also like to try out as many things as possible. I've been skydiving. I used to play rugby quite a bit. I tried to join the team here, but COVID happened, so that's not the thing. And then I also like to participate in the Spartan races. They usually take place across the world. They're kind of a mixture of a marathon and different obstacle courses that you have to go through. So I enjoyed doing those. I had one scheduled in Tahoe this year, but again, canceled. So it's all good. I just like to keep myself active, try to get out there as much as possible. It's a great, big, beautiful world, and I like to see as much as possible out of the day. Along with that, I found the love of my life, Emily, who's in the back there doing something. We actually were together. We moved from Chico to Hawaii after I graduated, and we lived there for about 3 years. We explored the island. We lived in all kinds of fun places. You can see there, that was one of the trips we took, was one of our favorite things to do, go zip lining. And that was on the north shore of near Haleiwa. And we would go do that, and that's where I decided to propose as well. Funny story with that one. I almost lost the ring. Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm not seeing your
Oh, you're not?
slides anymore. Are you
Oh,
still
no.
sharing these?
Yeah, it should still be sharing. Let me double check here. See what's
I
going
see him.
I don't know. Oh, everyone
Yeah,
else
Scott.
sees them. Okay, it's just me. I'll just imagine it. Go ahead. Sorry.
on. Sorry, Maggie. I think there's usually a little icon. It might just be on non-picture mode, so that might be what's going on. But I don't know. I don't know Zoom anymore. So we used to live on Hawaii. We basically had a great time out there. Got engaged, and we decided to come back actually to get married here, and that's actually Moonstone Beach. So that's where we decided to get married, and it was one of my favorite spots growing up as a kid, going out there and hanging on the beach. So Emily and I both kind of loved this area. We would come out to camp every summer at Patrick's Point, and we both found this area to be an area we loved. So we decided to get married out here, and then we traveled to Thailand for our honeymoon. And this was a elephant sanctuary that we went to, and he was a very friendly elephant. He kept trying to like get his trunk right up in my face. It was pretty funny in that regard. I don't know if it was a happy thing or what was going on, but he was a very friendly guy. Then I kind of also have been around the world exploring. These are my friends from Hawaii that I still try to keep in contact with. I have all my football buddies from high school that I try to keep in contact with. And then we meet new people out here in Trinidad and out here in Arcata, and we try to go camping and find new spots. So also, this is my pup, Kiona. She's a sweet little boxer. She actually had ACL surgery this week, so she's a little bit incapacitated at the moment, but she is a good pup, and one of my favorite kind of dogs is boxer, so she tries to keep up with the energy with me. So yeah, I try to keep, one of my biggest things that I try to do is I try to make friends with every single person that I meet. If I know you, if I can have a conversation with you, I'd love to try to get to have a beer, have a bite to eat, go out camping, go do anything. I'm really open to meeting people and talking with people as much as possible. So it's one of my favorite things to do is meet new groups of friends. Finally, I kind of went to my work-life balance portion. I've worked at Tri-Counties Bank now for about 3 years. I started out at the Reading Cypress branch, and it was the busiest branch in the company. That's our team right there. We were there through the Shasta fires, the car fires, and that was us posing for, we were doing an event to raise some fundraiser for food and money for those who have lost their homes during the fire. So I was really proud of the bank for what they did, and they continue to try to do that out here in Humboldt County. We had the Halloween event down there in the bottom corner. That was my first time in the plaza experiencing Halloween, and that was crazy. I don't even know how many people were there. That was awesome. I loved it. I'm really hoping that, I don't know if it'll be the same, maybe it'll be distance, but it'd be nice to see the same amount of people. And then we have Arts Arcata that we showed every week. And we basically wanted to show off Ruben Mays. He's one of the local artists around here. He does abstract art, and he was a great person to have in the bank. He had a lot of followers come in, and I was really happy to have the ability to show off some of his amazing artwork and get him out in the community. So we've done a lot more since then, but I just wanted to give it kind of a snapshot. And basically, from all my experience here, I wanted to go through the process of learning and getting to know you guys. So in my final portion, I want to give a big thanks to Rotary for inviting me to this community and being such amazing people to work side by side with. I also like to post really bad photos of myself, so that's one of my bad photos on that side. But thank you guys again. I've really appreciated meeting everybody. I really look forward to meeting you all again in person and talking more and helping this Rotary Club become the best one ever. And then do it.
You're muted, Maggie.
There are too many things to press here. Too many buttons. Having two screens just makes it twice as much fun. So thank you, everybody. That was great, Scott. We're going to find the buttons I need here. Hold on a second. Let's see. I don't know why this happens, but so let's go to, so we are going to, we're going to ask our district governor to award you with your blue badge. Doug?
Hey there, Scott. How you doing?
Doing well, Doug. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good.
So, you know, listening to your craft talk, you're going to fit right in really well with this club. I can tell already.
Thanks, Doug.
But I do have a question for you, because I think it's an important question, and maybe it'll tell the club a lot about you. Is
Yes, sir.
Why did you decide to join the Arcata Sunrise Rotary Club?
When I first got to Arcata, I moved here and I didn't know any of the big community members. I didn't know anything that was going on in the community. And I had heard tale of this amazing morning club that has such an influence on the things that are going on around here, and such a big part of what the community needs to be successful and be better. And I found myself thinking, well, that's the part of club that I really want to be a part of. So that's the reason.
Good. And I asked that question because I think we all need to go back to the why did we join Rotary, and make sure we're getting that. But I think it's also important that our club members, that's all 69, maybe 70 now, of the Arcata Sunrise Club, understand that, because you're family now, and your why is important to them, just like their why is important to you. So we need to, to keep asking ourselves that question, each other, is why did you join? Are you getting what you came here for? What can we do better? But congratulations. I think you're in a great landing spot. Today you get your blue badge. You were a member yesterday with a red badge, just as much as you are today with a blue badge. But it just means that you've gone through some time to get to know the club and make sure this was the right fit. And so you get a blue badge that signifies that fact. So congratulations.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you, Scott. We're happy to have you. Happy to have you with us. And your energy and willingness to talk to anybody is wonderful. I know when we were making phone calls for the Passport to Taste fundraiser, which we kind of put on the side for right now, Scott was eager and willing to call anybody, which, you know, I know for some of us that's not as much fun. And so I really appreciate you jumping up and saying you would do it. So thank you. So I wanted right now to share with you just real briefly some of our program, our club's goals for this next year. So we set these goals with Rotary International, and we usually meet our goals. So I just wanted to share what they were. In the area of membership growth, our goal is to have 72 members. And that means we need to bring in 2 more members this year. And I think we're well on the way to doing that. I set that low this year because I felt our focus needed to be on our current membership, and it was important for us to maintain all of us and to support all of us in this very crazy year, and that's critical. You know, we have people who have joined the club, and we need to make sure that they're all doing okay, that you're all doing okay, we're all doing okay, and I just felt that was a priority. But I thought we could probably bring in 2 members, but really setting our sights on supporting each other. There's a lot of things that we can do to educate ourselves and develop leadership and provide support to one another. And so these are there's a leadership training that Howard spoke about that he had gone to, and I went to it last year. And hopefully if they're going to do something like that again, we have members in our club who would like to go to that. It's really worthwhile, and it's not just for incoming presidents, it can be for anybody. We also hope to have the district conference attendance. I put 5. I obviously think if it has to be done remotely, many more of us can go, but I suggest 5 at a minimum. And also district training, 3 participation. Rotary Action Group participation, I put 1 because I knew I was going to join a Rotary Action Group, and I'll share more about what those are at another meeting. Fellowship activities, I put 4, and we'll work on some things around that to make that happen. This is our foundation goals, annual fund contributions of $30,000 and Polio Plus fund contributions of $3,500. And I also put that we would have at least 1 new Bequest Society member. And we'll talk more about what that is at a future meeting. Service projects, I figure we could do at least 5. I'm hoping to have 50 of our members involved at some point in some service project, and our support continuing of a Rotaract and an Interact club. And then media presence, online presence, we get credit for when we're doing stuff online and updating our website and social media platforms and sending stories out about club projects, and whenever we use any official Rotary promotional materials. So those are the goals that I've put together for this next year. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts about, or clarifying questions about any of those? I'd be happy to take any questions or answer any questions if anybody has anything. And I know that you're probably saying, no, I don't want to ask questions because I see Raffle on the screen and I want to win $210. So, oh, and thank you, Terry. Terry's saying there were articles in both newspapers about our Pakistan project this week. Yes, great. That's good to know because I never see the paper, but we sent that out. My assistant at work does our press and media stuff, and so I'm just going to be feeding things through her to get out to our press list. So hopefully that will get us a consistent way of getting those things out. I'm glad to hear it was in there. That's awesome. So yeah, we got 1 down. That will count as 1, not 2, because it was the same story. I think, to be fair, we'll count it as 1. So Nick, are you ready for us to have our raffle? There he's coming. All right.
All right. So it's $210 plus those 3 gift certificates. 1 to the Griffin, 1 to Health Sport, and 1 for Kinetic Coffee. Let's see who's the winner. Today it's Greg. And let's see if he's going to win the big money today. $5. I'll pay you through Venmo, and better luck next time. I think there are only 5 balls left, so next time might be a big winner.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. So at this time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to our district governor, Doug Johnson, and he will share with us what's going on in the district, what his Rotary experience is, and how he can help us with our Rotary experience. And I'm really pleased to have you with us. It's unfortunate you can't travel here, but we get it, and we're happy to have you any way we can. So Doug, it's all yours.
Well, thank you, Maggie, and good morning, everyone. Yes, it would be nice to be there. I have visited your club twice over the last 2 years, so I enjoy it very much. And the culture there is amazing. It's interesting, and when you speak to different clubs and you do a little homework on them, and you try to know a little bit about them, some clubs you speak to, it's like there's some things that the club is stale or stagnant, and you want to address to try and encourage them to move forward. But in your case, like, you're a club that's really, hitting it on all cylinders. You're really doing well. You're growing. You're doing projects. You're contributing heavily to the foundation. I mean, on and on and on. So this morning, I'll share a little bit of the canned district governor message that we all prepare. But keep in mind, I really do appreciate what you're doing, and some of the things I'm going to share, you're already on top of. So congratulations. I do hope to get up there in the spring. The guidance from Rotary International to us district governors and to actually all Rotary International staff is to try not to travel during calendar 2020. There are a few clubs that have started doing some in-person meetings. I went over to a Sonoma Sunrise meeting last week. It was impromptu. They had their first meeting. They wanted to meet outside, and they did, and I went over there, so I'm not adverse to it. But I'm kind of thinking that I'll be doing a lot of virtual meetings through the fall, and then I'm hoping that come January, the spring, things open up, and I can circle back and join clubs for hands-on projects or socials, things like that. So Lord willing, I will still be up there in the spring. I'm going to start with an event called International Assembly. And Terry knows all about International Assembly. Most district governors will say it's one of their favorite experiences in the training and even the experience of being a district governor. And it was in January, so just 6+ months ago. And that is where every district governor-elect, that's what I was in January, every district governor-elect from the whole world comes together in one place for a week. So that was about 538 district governors from over 200 countries and territories. And it's an amazing week of getting to know Rotarians from all around the world, of breakout sessions, of socials, also some very large general sessions where the Rotary International staff is addressing you. So it's a great experience. Starts off Monday morning, and Mark Maloney, who's then the current RI President, first spoke, welcoming everybody, and shared a little bit. And then after that, Holger Knaack, the incoming RI President, speaks, and he shares the theme for the year. And that's where it was unveiled, Rotary Opens Opportunities. And I love the theme. I just thought it was, so many possibilities. You can go in so many directions with the word opportunity. And then after that, John Huco spoke. He's the Secretary General of Rotary, which in some cases you might say he's the most powerful person in Rotary, because presidents come and go, but the Secretary General stays there and really runs the admin of the whole thing. And I noticed a trend as they were speaking that they were using similar words. There was a theme, and actually I asked some people afterwards, they said it was intentional. There was a theme I was getting. And so being the great student that I am, I took copious notes on the back of a business card. That's about as far as I got in school. And here are the words that I was hearing: action, adapt, relevant, nimble, evolve, change, innovative, embrace change, modernizing, keep current, inventive, and flexible. Now, this is 2 months pre-COVID. Now, so first off, I want to say that the Arcata Sunrise already embraces a lot of what I just said. And that's why you're growing, and that's why good things are happening. That's not true for every club. I mean, every club is different, but you guys really already embrace a lot of those words. But I'm sitting here thinking, COVID comes along and knocks everything off track. And so it started me asking, what's Rotary and what is essential to be Rotary? And if you take it away, it's no longer Rotary. Because for some people, the weekly club meeting and having lunch together, that fellowship is essentially Rotary. That's what it means to them. And when you take away that ability to gather together, some clubs will feel like, wow, Rotary's kind of gone for me right now. But when I thought about it, I thought Maggie was going to have a slide on this today when I was looking at your notes. I came up with the 5 core values of Rotary. And they haven't changed. Rotary does have 5 core values. It's like we have a 4-way test, and we have the avenues of service and the areas of focus. We have 5 core values. and they are fellowship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. So the question becomes, how do we express those 5 core values in an environment where we cannot get out and be ourselves to the degree we would like to be? I think right now Rotary is more relevant and more needed than ever. You know, we are people that bring solutions to the world, much like Maggie had up our mission statement, you know, that we create lasting change, we unite, we do it together. So it's in our DNA to solve problems. And your club demographic is a little younger than some in our district, but I'm amazed at some of the Rotarians that probably at the beginning of March swore they would never touch Zoom. They had no desire ever to learn anything about online meetings. And I'm talking clubs with you know, a lot of members, 70, 80, and how quickly they pivoted and they embraced it. They found a way in a short period of time to get online. People that probably didn't even use a computer a lot. You know, and at first, the first meetings, you always like see people like staring at the screen and laughing, and they could see somebody else that they knew on the screen, and they were amused by it. But they quickly embraced it. So they, you know, clubs have found a way to stay connected. And fellowship doesn't necessarily mean in person. We can fellowship a lot of different ways. And that's one thing I'm encouraging clubs. If you notice that there's somebody that you haven't seen on a Zoom meeting for a week or two, and you may ask, well, how would I know they were here? You can take screenshots and look at them later, so you will know who was here and who wasn't. Pick up the phone and call them, you know, because there are some people that may be having a little challenge with this transition, and there's nothing better than a phone call just to check in. How you doing? How's life going for you? You know, maybe they just want to talk to somebody. So if you have any members that you haven't seen in a bit, pick up the phone and call them. They'll really appreciate that. Growth. Rotary needs to grow. Our district was holding steady on membership through the 3rd quarter, and COVID hit, and we finished last year down 85 members as a district. So that's a sizable drop, and you know, it's not unforeseen, but we need to focus on how do we grow. And it's not necessarily growing for the sake of numbers. It's a matter of people that have like minds that want to serve the community and serve the world. So, you know, the thing we need to focus on is the why someone would want to join Rotary, hence like I asked Scott. And it's usually to get involved in their community, to make a difference, to get to know people. You know, the world, there's a niche of about 13% that join because they want to be involved in world projects. But we need to find the passion of people and, you know, ignite that and get them in with us because we're like-minded people moving, trying to do things. And it's frustrating. I think of a certain paradigm shift we have to have. The movie Apollo 13, I don't know if you remember it. That was the ill-fated Apollo mission to the moon. They never quite made it. And in fact, we're lucky that it got back. But in the movie, they're up there, the capsule, and everything's going wrong. And they're losing oxygen, and nothing's working. And they're reporting, this isn't working, this isn't working. Finally, the guy, I think it was the commander in the module, he says, stop. Don't tell me what isn't working. Tell me what is working. You know, let's develop a new baseline. It's not what we can't do, it's what can we do. And that's where I'm going to take a quick second to spotlight a specific member in your club that I really appreciated last night, Vanessa. At the board meeting, you know, she like, I wish I had it recorded because it was like a small bottle of energy that you could open that would ignite why someone would join Rotary. And she, you know, put it more in the, what can we do next? The Arcata Sunrise is a club that embraces what can we do next? That you encourage each other's ideas. No one squashes someone's idea and says you can't do that. You really embrace each other. What can we do next? You know, a spirit of do it, and how do we do it? So it's not are we going to do it, we're going to do it, how are we going to do it? And so Vanessa, I said, I wish I had that recorded because you said it so much better than me last night. But, you know, that's the message I'm trying to take to clubs, and you already have it. So it makes it pretty easy. It's already there in your DNA. I do have a couple Darwin quotes, because how would we be disappointed if it didn't read a Darwin quote? So the first one, in the long history of humankind, those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. So collaborate and improvise. That's kind of the age we're in right now. We have to figure that one out. And then second one, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. And again, we are, sorry, I took a quick look at the chat. I had a meeting a little bit ago where it's like, I'm 10 minutes into it and someone's saying, we can't hear you. Anyway, you know, change. We're in a changing Rotary landscape. And in fact, one of the things that Rotary is looking at is new club models. Because we're built around, we have 47 clubs in this district, and all of them would fall into the traditional club model, where we gather for breakfast or lunch. We have a few for the evening. It's built around a meeting. We do some projects. In March, all 47 became E-clubs. We didn't have any E-clubs before March. Now we have 47 of them. But there are other models of clubs that are gaining traction around this country. There are clubs that are built on causes. We call them cause-based clubs. So let's say a group of people really were passionate about the environment. That was their passion. And it's not everything Rotary. They're just really passionate about the environment. They could form a Rotary club that was built around the environment. I've heard of some clubs that have been formed around learning the Korean language or playing bridge. So the topic doesn't matter. It's finding like-minded people that want to gather and do something and serve their community. That's one example. There are corporate-based clubs. If there's a big company in the area, maybe they can't get away for a breakfast or lunch, but they could meet in the company lunchroom for an hour and hold a Rotary meeting. So you could theoretically have 10 or 15 people at a big company. Maybe it's like a Kaiser hospital or something, and they use break time to meet there. You know, maybe it could be a club of young moms with kids that just can't get away, but they could say, hey, wait a minute, we could all meet for a mom-kid play date and call it a Rotary Club, because they still have the heart to serve the community. They still care. It's just their schedule does not allow them to take off and do Rotary meetings. So Rotary is really looking at the new club model and build it around anything you want. The beauty for a person like me is I kind of think that the rules and regulations and bylaws, recommendations to me, not everyone agrees with me on that, but Rotary right now is saying, like, the rules are out the window. If it makes sense, do it. You've got a lot of latitude. The playing field is wide open as long as you're operating from the heart that I want to do something that is going to serve my community, that is high ethical. You know, there's, like I said, we can't breach our core values. Those are our foundation, but there's a lot of room to run within that. And Rotary is trying to grow because, you know, what's happening worldwide is Rotary worldwide actually went up last year in membership. The growth has been in Asia and Africa. Rotary has diminished in Europe, has in membership gone down in the United States, gone down in Australia. The traditional older Rotary clubs and especially the English-speaking countries have seen a loss of membership, but other countries are quickly, I mean, Korea, India, Uganda, Nigeria, I mean, they're really embracing Rotary and growing fast. So we have to, I think, go back to, you know, why are we doing what we're doing? So that's one thing I'm telling clubs is this is a perfect time to do some club visiting. And I'm not sure at what level you are. There are a lot of tools on the Rotary website that you can do membership surveys, you can do community needs assessment, you can review your club vision statement. So on the what can we do when we're isolated a little bit, you know, we can work on just talking about who we are, what we are, where do we want to be in a year, 5 years, 10 years? You know, what's your vision for Arcata, the city of Arcata and the surrounding areas, and how do you see yourself playing into that vision? I think it's a great time for dialogue, and it might be holding a a Zoom meeting that's just like have wine and food and talk. By nature, I work full time. I'm the vice president of sales at a company. And when this hit in March, I knew I had a problem because my salespeople couldn't go out and sell. And so one of the first things I did was I started a 4 o'clock happy hour, and I mailed them all food. And so we've been doing it 4 to 5 every week, you know, but I sent them the food, so we're all eating the same thing. And even if it's a bag of chips, you mail everyone. You know, to get together and say, you know, we're in this together, we're family, we're gonna get through this together one way or the other. Let's see. District opportunities. The district, like any club, we have committees. We have a lot of committees. And we're always looking for people interested in getting engaged at the district level. And I certainly discourage committees of one. That's why I have some committees we're trying to add people to. So for example, we have the Public Image Committee. Cindy Denbo from Southwest Eureka is on that. Tom Boylan from the Windsor Club is on that, but they could certainly use more people if you had an interest in public image, helping the brand of Rotary in our district. Interact, I'm looking for some people on the Interact Committee. It's a pretty simple one, but if you have a passion on high school students in Interact, that would be great. Ethics, we're gonna speak about ethics for a moment here because it's a big program that I'm building out. And let me back up to preface it, district conference. If you remember about the whole rules and suggestions thing, so I've moved our district conference from the traditional May to October. So the district conference, the next, Kathy is gonna try and hold one, by the way, in October in conjunction with Foundation Celebration. It will happen either live or on Zoom. And I think that's October 25th, if I remember right, whatever that Saturday is. So the district conference following that will be October 8 and 9 of 2021 at the Doubletree Hotel in Roanoke Park. I chose Roanoke Park because we've done 4 or 5 in a row outside of our district. And I wanted something back in our district because I think it helps support district businesses, number one. But number two, it makes it easier for district Rotarians to go for a day. Whereas when we were going to Reno or Tahoe or Sacramento, you're pretty much having to pay for a whole weekend. And if you go with a spouse, all of a sudden it's $1,000 weekend and it can get pricey. So I just thought that Roanoke Park Doubletree was the best place. We're gonna open with a luncheon on Friday the 8th, and it's gonna be open to the whole community. And it's going to be our first ever in this district, Rotary Ethics in Business Awards. And it came to me as I started thinking, like, what's the value add? If I'm talking to, just so you know, my kids are 37, 35, and 31, the age of my kids. So if you're talking to a 30-something, you know, they want to know, like, why would I join a Rotary Club when I can just, like, do what I want the way I want? Or I can go online and there are social groups you can join, sign up for a day, and you can go do a great project and you're done and you didn't have to join anything. So part of the why that you would want to join Rotary, a couple of things. One is you get to be with a room full of people, and some of them with tremendous experience that you can have a conversation with and say, you know, tell me about what it was like being the CEO of a company. I have these business challenges right now. Can we talk about this? Or, you know, I'm running a nonprofit. You've done one for years. And can you talk to me about how do I handle this or that? So it's free business coaching if you want to take advantage of it. Rotarians are very generous with their time and would love to share. So I think leadership development's a great one. But secondly, you know, I look at, you know, ethics is in our DNA. It's in the 4-way test. It's in the object of Rotary. It's in our core values. And we need to hold to being a high ethical organization. We need to recognize entities that are ethical. So down here, we have an entity called the North Bay Business Journal. I don't think they get coverage up there. I imagine you might have something similar. But every year they're running, nominate your business as the best place to work. They give out awards. Or nominate your CEO as the best CEO, and they give out awards. So we're going to open it up that people can nominate any business in their community as an ethical business. And it does not have to be a Rotarian's business. We collect it all, and then we contact them with further in-depth questions, and then we sort through that, and we give out awards for the Ethical Business Awards in our district at this Friday, October 8th event. And I'm targeting 250 people. We're going to bring in a really high-end speaker, whether it's the CEO of some corporation or whether it's an ethics professor from Stanford or Cal Berkeley. I mean, somebody that's really relevant, and hopefully brand to the business community that ethics is important to Rotary. Hopefully it'll give us some good coverage. Hopefully it might even give us some new members. This is a long way of going to say that the committee had their first meeting yesterday, 2 days ago, and good group already, but we're looking for more people that are interested in joining this ethics in business committee because it's a daunting task. If you want to know a little bit more about it, I had this whole idea, and then I was talking to somebody, and they said, hey, you know, I think Portland, Oregon Rotary does something similar to that. You might want to talk to them. And lo and behold, they've been doing it for 16 years. So if you go onto the Portland Rotary, or if you Google even Portland Ethics in Business Awards, either way, you'll end up finding it. They have their own website. It's really built out nice. It talks a lot about conceptually what I'm trying to do as well. So I wanted to highlight that because it's kind of an important thing to me. With that, you know, I'm going to give you a thought and then open it up to questions. It's important for me to express to you that you are the most important people in Rotary. Rotary is a membership up organization. It's not a top-down organization. So the members are the most important, and I'm here, my role, my task is to serve and support you, the members of our district. So if there's anything I can ever do, if there's any questions you have, any comments you want to make, I usually answer my email or phone calls the same day. It might be the next day if it's the afternoon if I'm really slammed. But I believe in an open door policy, and so I'd love to hear from you on anything. So I'm always available. I'm in DACDB. You can find me there. My cell phone's there. My email's there. So please know that I'm here to support you. But with that, do we have any questions? Anything? Quiet group.
Not normally, but Doug, you've given us, I think, a lot to think about, and I do like that you're offering opportunities for our members to get involved at the district level. I think it is really important, and we do have members who have been very involved at the district level at different times, and so I really encourage people to, if you're at all curious about any of those groups or those committees, please reach out to Doug and learn more and get involved, because I think having input from our neck of the woods, from up here in the north, is important. And it's a good opportunity to meet other people with similar interests. So I think it's really a powerful thing to do. So appreciate that. Are there any questions or comments for Doug? Looks like not. I'm looking at the chats. Yes, and so appreciate it. We appreciate your time, Doug, and I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you all for being Rotarians and for doing the good work and remembering that the good work right now includes reaching out to other Rotarians, other people in our community, and just seeing how they're doing and seeing if you can help in any small way. Small things matter. They make a big difference at the right time to the right person. You can change. You can have a tremendous impact on someone's life and not even realize it just by being there for them. So I want to thank all of you for your service, and thank you, Doug, for serving us this year. We appreciate it. We appreciate your energy and your knowledge. And that's our meeting for the day. Thank you all for being here. Check out the you're going to get the information from our group about the Offer Up event. Check it out, share it with other people. Let's sell some of these goods and make a little bit of cash. And Doug, safe travels back home. and we will see everybody next week. Thank you so much, everyone.